Hi, I'm Sandra from the blog Cherry Heart, and welcome to episode 7. Thank you for joining me if you are a new viewer. Thanks for trying one of my podcasts out, and if you are an old viewer, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you for being so patient, because I'm very slow at getting podcasts out there. I'm not the most frequent podcaster, as you have discovered. But I wanted to just do another one before Christmas, just to sort of catch up on a few bits, because I haven't been getting things on the blog particularly quickly either lately, and I don't know, busy. We're all busy, aren't we? So I thought I'd talk about what I've been up to lately, and maybe for those that you know one of the reasons why I'm quite busy lately, maybe I shall have a guest appearance later on. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I was going to show you some work in progress, but I haven't actually got any. Nothing. Zip. Not a single work in progress. Because I finished something last night, and there we are. I'm trying to sort of keep works in progress under control at the minute, so I've got quite a few things I want to do, but there's an order, and I'm going to work through it, hopefully. But anyway, so the thing that was a work in progress, but I've actually finished, is my Dale socks. Let's show you them properly. Well, sideways. So I got the wool for this. There they go. I haven't blocked them yet or anything. They're literally hot off the needles. I got the wool for these at Festival. Couldn't think of the name of it. That I went to not last weekend, the weekend before. So I've done them quite quickly. And it's woolly chic wool, 100% British wool, from her aunt's farm in Wales, and they spin it here, and Helen, who was on the stall and we were talking to, she chooses the colours, and yeah, it's all very sort of I guess local, stretching it a bit, but it's a UK based thing, so that's sort of, I don't know, something I sort of don't normally particularly look out for, I suppose. You know me, it's colour is king, so wherever the pretty colours are and whatever is generally what I'm attracted to. Having said that, it does get expensive to order things from overseas now, doesn't it? So yeah, finding good UK based ones is helpful on that front as well. But anyway, yeah, so this is woolly wool. If I hold it, actually I've got some of the wool here. I did do a picture on the blog, but look at the hairiness. Look, it's even got these tiny little, where is it? Flecks in it of, I don't know, hay or something. It's like that's how natural it is, folks. I've got bits of nature stuck in it still. Yeah, and these two colours. So that's different for me because they're, yeah, I couldn't have that next to my, well, it's going to be next to my skin, obviously, but I couldn't have it anywhere sensitive. This, no. It's very itchy for me, is what I'm trying to say, in a rubbishy way. Actual wool I find very scratchy, can't get on with it, never has been able to. But I really wanted to try some of Helen's wool, and it was so, I don't know, appealing. The whole thing was appealing, that it was sort of all within her family, more or less, and yeah, I liked the sort of story behind it, so I really wanted to try it. So I thought socks, because I brought wool socks from shops before, and I thought, well, I can manage them okay. So I'll give it a whirl. And the good news is I have tried these on, and they're fine. They're good. So wool on the feet I can manage. So yeah, So what else have I got to say about these? The pattern. The pattern is from Molly from Homespun House. And these were so coherent today. This pattern was in my queue, so I've had it in mind that I wanted to do it. And then some kind, lovely soul on Ravelry actually gifted it to me. And I won't mention who they are in case they don't want to be mentioned, but if by any chance they happen to be watching this, thank you so much. I don't know, there are days that you have and you just think, life gets you down, or you're really busy and I don't know, just days you don't enjoy. And it was a day like that this little gift popped into my inbox, and it just, I don't know, just changes your attitude for the day, I suppose. It just makes you think, the world is a good place. There are lovely people in it. And that's a good feeling to get, isn't it? That someone can just do something lovely like that and just, I don't know. It's just kind things are good. Kind people are good. So thank you for that. So that was really good. I was enjoying, I was looking forward to knitting it, and I've really enjoyed making it with this lovely wool and knowing it was a gift and everything. So it's a really nice pattern. When I downloaded it, I was it's quite sparse, it's not very long, but it's good. It's, it's all there, everything you need. So it's quite an enjoyable make. I made the ribbing bigger, so it's quite ridiculously huge actually. Look, it can nearly go around my neck. Because I've just got fat old ankles really. I haven't got a shapely calf. And I made a pair of socks recently. Can't remember which ones. But anyway, I did the same thing. I made the ribbon bigger and then decreased down for the pattern. So that worked quite well for these. So I kept to the sort of stitch counts that I needed for the hearts repeat. And then I think I decreased down, you had to sort of decrease slightly more to get it right for the little, I think she calls that the snowflakes, dots I'm calling them. But so that was good, that was fun. And the toes were supposed to be a rounded toe, but for some reason mine were a bit long. I don't know what I did. I was trying them on, everything was fine, and then I think I went by the measurement that it should be for a rounded toe, and then I made it, but it just seemed a bit long. I think I could have done with a repeat less really, and then the rounded toe would have been just nice. But as I'd done them all at this stage and sewn them all up and, ends and everything, before I then tried them on again. I don't know why I didn't try them on when I finished the first sock. That's weird. But anyway, I didn't. So then I just thought, I'm not going to go all the way back now. I'll just go back enough and then kitchen the toes just to sort of shorten them up a bit. And that seemed to work. So they're still a little bit baggy, but that's all right because they're just really nice, warm. That's the thing with real wool, isn't it? It's so thick and warm that I could almost wear them over a pair of socks for extra warmth in winter, or just for slouching around the house. And so they're good. I'm happy with that. Happy with those. I'm happy to have them done as well, because although I've enjoyed them, I've sort of got a list that I want to get through. So now I can move to the next thing on the list. So that's always good. What else was going to show you? More socks. These I actually showed you in my last podcast when they were different. They were I'm not sure how you say it, Elsk or something. It was one of the Pom Pom magazine patterns, and they had little hearts on them. If you saw the last podcast, you'd have seen them. But anyway, they were Fair Isle, and I loved it, but I just made them just a bit too tight. I don't know if it was my Fair Isle. I think I should have if I'd just gone up the next pattern size, because there were 3 included, I would have been fine. So what I should have done, because I'd got quite far with them, I'd got over the heel and then realised I couldn't get them on my foot. So I should, I've just ripped back and then done the next pattern size up. But I was so disheartened by Fair Isle not working out yet again, because me and Fair Isle have a sort of hate-hate relationship, really. Love-hate. I love the patterns. I hate how my knitting comes out when I make them. Yeah. So because I was I couldn't face doing them again, basically, but I wanted to use the colours and the yarn I've got, so I just made some simple stripy socks. Long story short. So this is they. Yeah, so I followed the Hermione Everyday Socks pattern, but obviously I didn't put the actual pattern in. I just left it plain so I could do the stripes. I changed the ribbon as well. So it's Hermione Everyday Socks pattern, except I didn't follow the pattern and I didn't do the ribbon. But the heel is the same, and the toe is the same. And this is one of my favourite toes, actually. I really just like the shaping of it. She sort of does, the increases get closer together near the top. I just found it fits really nice and I like it. So yeah, so I'm really happy with them, actually. They're not quite as good as the heart socks, obviously, but I will have another go at them at some point. But yes, and I was quite pleased that I got my little jogless jog action going on the stripes, which I haven't done that brilliantly. You can still see it, obviously. Right there. But you know, they sort of line up a bit, but where you have a slip stitch to make them line up, you can still see them. So anyway, because you could still see the seam, I've done them handed footed, right foot and left footed, so that the seam stays in the middle. So I had to sort of jig the heel so it came out in the right place. I was quite happy with that. That worked out well. I did the same on the Dale socks, actually, with the hearts. I made made one regularly, and then when I made the other one, I made sure I sort of went across, so I worked the heel on the other side, so that the seams were both in the middle. Because, you know, it's tidy that way, isn't it? Oh, I was just going to say that I did the Fish Lips Kiss heel on the Dale socks as well, which may or may not be of any interest to you, but just that's the second time I've used it. And the first time, I really liked it, I liked the fit, but for some reason I didn't particularly like doing it. But this time it just seemed a lot easier. Well, not that it seemed difficult first time, but this time it seemed to sort of come more naturally and sort of flow along quite nicely, and I still really like the fit, and yeah, which is all the sort of a long way of saying I liked it and want to use it again. So I think I might try substituting it in for other socks. That's what I'm going to do. And then the last thing that I finished recently that hasn't appeared on the blog is my hand warmers. You have to excuse this state of everything, actually. I haven't blocked things. None of those socks were blocked. I don't always block socks. I just wear them. Maybe I should block them, I don't know. So I'm going to bring this up to see if you can see. Oh, look, the colour's changed. Yeah, this is a pattern from Pearl Soho. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, the website Pearl Soho. It's just a free pattern on their site, and it's called Colour Block Hand Warmers. They're like sort of sleeves. Look, I really made them really long. Fit it in. There we go, fit it in the screen. So when I pull them on, they actually come right up, look, right around there. So they're like jumper sleeves. It's like, when I made this, I thought, God, I could almost make a whole jumper in this. And it's really nice wool as well. Let me show you the wool. Oh, did I bring? Oh yeah, it's on here. It's this stuff. I don't know if it's discontinued now, but I can't seem to find it very many places now. So it's the Regia, but it's this Angora Merino, and it's just the softest, soft stuff. It is 65% merino, superwash, 25% polyamide, and 10% Angora. So I guess you're supposed to be able to use it for socks, aren't you? Regia are very socky, aren't they? And it's got the polyamide in there, but just it feels so almost too soft for socks. Is that can you have socks too soft? It seemed sort of a waste to me. And maybe it's just this. It's like this, or this yarn I can do this with, and it's all happiness and nice. So to me, if I can actually have it next to my skin, it seems a waste almost just to do socks with it. That's probably just me. Anyway, that stuff. But it's really soft. The Angora makes it super soft. So yes, they're just plain knitting, and I did adapt the pattern a bit. I can't remember exactly why. I think I made it even thicker because I might have made them a bit longer. I don't know on that. I think they were quite long in the original. Maybe I just thought, I don't know. I shall stop trying to guess and ponder over it because I just don't know why I made them longer. But I think I changed it for reasons unknown. Helpful. Yeah, so I really, really, really love these, and I've been wearing them a lot. That's why I haven't blocked them. I kind of just finished them, popped them on, and been wearing them a lot ever since. And they go with a lot as well. And I kind of want to make another set with sort of different colours, maybe some sort of pinky colours or something to go with even more outfits. But I also want to make some out of this, well, something similar out of this stuff. Get that in even closer. Look at those little speckles, so cute. I Instagrammed this a little while ago because it's gorgeous and you had to see it. But also I want to find just the right pattern for this stuff. I don't want to make just anything. I want to make the right thing. And I think it needs to have some sort of garter stitch on it so you can sort of see the little flecks and the bumps. It looks so cute. So it's all sort of been rewound on the ball where I've tried something and that's not been right, and I've tried something else and that's not been right. I want to make wrist warmers with it, I think. Don't want to make it socks. I want to be able to see it more. Don't really want to make a shawl because I don't. So yeah, I want it on my hands so I can see it at the most amount of times. I think that's what it is. I want maximum visual interaction. Is that a thing? Yeah, so anyway, so much waffle today. I want something sort of like this, a bit sleevey, nice and long. Be able to wear them with lots of things, but it needs to have something else going on. I don't want it just completely plain. So I want some sort of garter stitch going on, and I can't find anything online that fits exactly what I want, and I tried coming up with something myself but that wasn't working, so I've come up with something else now. So 5th time lucky, that's what they say, 5th time lucky, yay, it'll all be good this time. So that's on the list, but there's a couple of things to do first. So that's sort of things that I've finished recently. And then what else am I doing? So my next thing on my list, my next whip to be, is a shawl. Oh, one moment, please. Sorry, dropping things. Yeah, so I'm going to use this stuff again for it. I think I'm going to use this one. And this one's going to be the edging, and I might put a bit of this in between. What do you think? Just a thin little bit of it in between. Shall I show you the pattern I'm talking about? And then it'll make more sense. I made recently this shawl, which I'm really quite pleased with. Am I allowed to say that? I love it. Oh, I love it. I love the little edges, and look, it's got little puffs in it. It's sort of like filet crochet, but I've put sort of puffs in it and stuff. Yeah, I just love it. This yarn is divine. I got it from the Wool Barn, Maya of the Wool Barn. Oh my God, Maya does gorgeous things. Lovely, lovely stuff. This stuff that I used for this is called Alpaca Sock, and it's just the softest thing. I haven't actually got the label to tell you the breakdown, but yeah, I guess it's baby alpaca because it's even softer. And I don't know what else it's got in it, but anyway, it's soft and silky feeling. It's really lovely. So she's at thewoolbarn.com, and she's also on Etsy as The Wool Barn, Ravelry, Instagram and Facebook. She's The Wool Barn everywhere, so she's easy to find. But she's very talented dyer. She does lovely, lovely things, and this stuff is just gorgeous. So, I've actually got this on here the wrong way around. That's great, isn't it? That's just great, isn't it? Just the reason being, I wanted to show you on the edging. Please excuse me while I do the stuff I should have done before the podcast started. Right, so the edging. See, it's got that little sort of ridged bit in it. That's the bit I was thinking of having. That's the bit I was thinking of having in the grey. So the main body of it in the green, then maybe a line of the sort of grey, and then the sort of creamy beigey edging. That's what I was thinking. So I've done this, and it was 2 hanks. Yeah, 2 hanks of 100-gram yarn. So it's fingering weight. So it's sort of 2 hanks of sock yarnish weight. So I wanted to see if I could do. I don't think you'd be able to do a 1 skein one because it would just be. Well, you could, but it'd be quite small. But I was thinking if you could do just a slightly smaller one, so it was 1, and you could use like a different colour to finish it. So these are 50-gram balls, so I was going to see if I could do. I might need another one for the main, but see if you could sort of finish it off with something smaller, because that's quite big, which I like. It's good big, but I was thinking perhaps it doesn't have to be quite that big. Perhaps you could have like 2 sizes maybe, or even 3, I suppose, if you could. I'm just waffling now. Stop waffling. Suffice to be said, those colours, that's my next project. That shawl, I love it. I'm happy. There you go. Yeah, so I'm going to start that tonight. Maybe even this afternoon if he behaves. I'll explain he in a minute. So yeah, what else am I going to talk about? Oh yeah, and next thing on the list after that, some point after that, depending on how long that takes, is to make up another version of this cowl and mitts thing. Hang on, I've got tangles. Yeah, so it's just a little. It's a bit off. It's just a little granny cowl. Oh, I really like this though. I've made it really so you can have it like right up if you want to. But you know, like with cowls, they sometimes slouch down and they just sort of hang around like a scarf. I was sitting in my living room, and my house is quite, it's a summer house. It's quite light and airy, and in winter it will get warm, but you do need to shut everything. It's very drafty. So anyway, I was sitting in the living room and there was this draft blowing. I think this was a lot earlier this year when it was cold before, so it's been sat over the summer. Yeah, I was sitting there and I just thought, oh, I want something right up round my ear rolls. So I thought, I'm going to make something now. I don't know why I didn't have like a million things. I suppose I've got shawls and things, but they tend to go lower. I wanted something that came up here. So yeah, so that's why this, and that's why it's so tall. And it is perfect for that. You can move it right up under your chin and it just stays all bunched up nicely. Because I made it sort of quite thin so it doesn't drape down, but I love that. And then I just had to make some little wristies to go with it, naturally. Yeah. So I want to work up the pattern for that as well. Because it's quite a nice sort of simple one, isn't it? A nice sort of beginnery one, sort of. And grannies are good. I like my grannies. So yeah, I just thought that might be quite a nice thing to do. So I'm going to make another one. With all of these, I'm using Debbie Bliss Cashmerino because it's soft and I like the colours, and yeah, so I've got some more picked out and I'm going to do the next one in. So it's very similar, just slightly sort of paler selection, which is based on a Cath Kidston dress that I've got that I really like. So I took the colours, I've been meaning to use them colours for something for ages, so I thought this would be a good thing to do that with. So yeah, I want to do that as well. Make sure I've written it out right, make sure I've got my increases in the right places. So I've got lots of, don't know if you can see, that's why I'm not actually putting it on to show you, is I've got it stuck with pins to show where where seams are going and where increases should be and stuff. Yeah, so I want to do that hopefully before Christmas, all going well, but we'll see. Yeah, so that's fun. And then what else is on the list? Let's look. Oh yeah, this is why I might not have time. Because the other thing on the list is another pair of socks in this stuff. Look at that. It's kind of a bit manic actually. At Festival, again, there was a company called Dinosaur, which is D-Y-E, Dinosaur. The thing is in here actually. I suppose I better pull it out and show you. Hopefully I can get it in again. There you go. That's them. And they're on Etsy, Dinosaur Yarns, and on Facebook. Yeah. So they had these really nice way of packaging their yarns. They have different sort of boxes with various different things in. And the theme of this one was the Christmas one. It was a Christmas box, so it had some Christmas decorations in and some chocolates, and it's got a lovely, nice, smelly candle, which is, oh, you can't see, one of the Yankee candles. Yeah, so I walked away and tried to resist it, but it didn't really work very long, so I came back. But of course it had to have in it some sock yarn. So, Christmas socks. So me and Sam of Betsy Makes, because we went to Festival together, we were sort of chatting about the idea of making socks, and she's got a Christmassy yarn too, so we were thinking, oh well, we could both be making our Christmas socks, or we can make them at a time, and I thought we could have a knit along. So our idea is to have an Advent knit along. So on the 1st of December, me and Sam are going to cast on our Advent, what do we just call it? Advent socks, yeah, Advent socks cowl. So we're going to cast on our Christmassy socks, and then we're going to work on it each of the 24 days up to Christmas, and hopefully on Christmas Eve we'll finish off and have a lovely pair of socks to wear on Christmas Day. That's our little plan. What do you think? So yeah, so we were going to sort of just do it the two of us, and then we thought, well, we may as well sort of have it as a little knit along, and you know, we can post pictures and we can sort of keep an eye, you know, keep track of how each other is getting on. But just wondered if anyone would like to join us in that. If anyone likes the idea of having a pair of Advent socks. So it's very casual if you do want to join. There isn't really any rules as such, you know, there's no prizes, nothing like that. We're just doing it for the fun of it. So if you want to join us and cast on the 1st of December and knit a little bit each day with the aim of having a pair of Christmas socks to wear on Christmas Day, then come and join us. We're going to do a hashtag, which is Advent Socks Cal. So that's hashtag Advent Socks Cal. Yeah, I went there. So yeah, post some pictures on Instagram, blog about it if you want to, whatever. Or not, you know, as the mood takes you. But that's what we're doing, and we thought it'd be fun. So if you fancy doing it as well, that would be really good. So yeah, so I haven't decided what pattern I'm going to make yet. I'm just going to show you this again because look, it's actually got the sparkle in there. Can you see it? So it's very Christmassy. I think I might have preferred a little bit more pink or something in it. I quite like sort of candy Christmassy colours. So yeah, I don't know how it will come out. I'm a little dubious, I must admit. Now I see it wound, I'm like, oh, I don't know how much I'm going to like it. But we'll see. But it needs the right pattern. Again, not sure which one to use. I was thinking maybe is it the Atlantic Current socks where it's got the slip stitch lines going up to sort of maybe merge the colours a bit. I don't know. I don't want anything too complicated. But yeah, if you've got any recommendations of good sock patterns that you like or think would look nice in these bold colours, yeah, let me know. And if you want to join us, that would be great. Yes, I hope you've got some pattern ideas actually. I'm kind of stuck. I've been looking through. I've got a sort of few backup ones, but nothing that's really crying out to me, yeah, this would be great. And I'm running out of time, aren't I? I need to get something sorted, so yeah, there's that. So I need to get my shawl done, and I've got to get my socks on for the first as well. So we'll see, a bit of a race against the clock. And then the other thing is, I was going to talk about this before actually, but it doesn't matter. While we're on the subject of Christmas, it fits together, is my Christmas stocking. It's going to be hard to get all in shot. Let's go sideways. Yeah, I made this last year for Christmas last year, just to hang up on my mantle, just for decoration. We don't actually use it. But I just really like the colours. I like it's got that sort of, this colour, sort of teal. It's coming out a bit dark on it. Camera. Yeah, this and this with the sort of pinks, and I don't know, it's kind of like a sort of 50s thing for me. And that colour as well. This is all mostly Starcraft Special DK, with the exception of that colour. Because you can't, that shade, you can't get it in Starcraft Special. And I just love it. It's just like jade, but it's like a softer jade. This is actually, it will come to me, country style, Sirdar country style, Kensington Green or Kensington Gardens, I think it is. I don't particularly like that yarn because they changed it from 100-gram balls to 50-gram balls, and it's very woolly now and itchy. So not my scene, but that colour was the perfect colour. And I'm not going to wear this anyway. And as we've discovered, if I was going to wear it on my feet, that would be fine. But yeah, so it was all about the colour, as per. But yeah, anyway, I Instagrammed it when I was about sort of here. And quite a few people, well, a lot of people said very kindly that they liked it, but quite a few people sort of said, oh, is that a sock pattern for bed socks? Great, where did you get it? And I was like, oh, I hadn't actually thought of it for my feet, but not a bad idea. Maybe that would work. And I tried it on, and it's a little big, but actually it's not that far off. So I thought when I write up the pattern, I'll see if I can make a sort of a proper sock version as well. So I've had it on my notice board up in the craft room all year to remind me to actually get the pattern written up in time for Christmas this year. So I have done it. So here is my other stocking, just to make sure everything worked out, which is a bit brighter. This has got quite a few of the Stylecraft limited edition colours in. See, that's their Kelly green. Oh, it's not coming up half as bright as it is in real life. Let's see how they compare. I'm probably not remotely interested in how these greens compare, but I am. Yeah, see how much paler that one is? And this one's even brighter in real life. There you go. So it just doesn't do the same job for me. The other one is nicer, but this works in this. Yeah, so that's one of the new colours. I think that's Kelly green. That's Empire Mustard. This is the Boysenberry, which again I don't particularly like, but it kind of works with this. I think that was all. The others are all other colours. Pomegranate. What's the pale one again? Is that Aspen? I've forgotten. Aspen, I think. The pale, very pale, soft peachy pink one. Fondant. Navy. Yeah. So that worked out well. And I changed my heel to make it more heelish. On this one it sort of doesn't really turn that well. It was enough just for decorative, but I wanted something better and easier because that's a bit weird. Heel, that one. So that's more of a proper heel with a turn. So once I'd sorted that out, I went to see if you could actually make it into bed socks. And you can. I didn't actually think I'd be a crochet sock fan. I've never been particularly drawn to a crochet sock. I always thought, oh no, that's one thing that really does need to be knitted. Never say never, folks. Never say never. Yeah, so this one is Debbie Bliss Cashmerino because I wanted something slightly finer and I wanted something nicer. So I made this on a smaller hook to get it to come up nicely, the fit's right. But yeah, it's more or less the same pattern basically with a couple of tweaks. And yeah, I really like how these come out. I kind of went for different colours on the heels and everything just because I wanted to use up these last scraps of these colours that I had. I think that blue is now discontinued, you see, so I didn't want to what's the word? I didn't want to use anything that I'd have to buy more of, but I just had enough to do the toes. I didn't have enough to do. I think I had enough to do one more heel, but not quite enough to finish the other one. So then I went with a bit of pink that I had over, and then I just went with that on the top. But I quite like that. I like the mix and match with the plain. It quite works. Yeah, so they fit really well. And I like how they come out, really. And obviously it's quite easy to adjust because you can just have less rows in to make them longer or shorter or whatever. So yeah, I'm pleased with those. And I'm hoping to get the pattern out very soon, hopefully in the next first week of December, hopefully. Next week or so. So I just made another little version of the bed socks as well. So I wanted to try stripy, sort of little candy cane ones. Yeah, and I also like that I changed it. I've made them footed. Don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean. I made it so the seam's always on the bottom, but then depending on if you're making the left foot, I've made the seam come on the sort of inside. So this will be the left, so it comes up the back, inside back, and then on this one, it comes up the inside back of the other side. You can't even see that. You cannot even see what I'm trying to show you. There we are. So that one's over that side and this one's over this side. So that when you wear them, they'll be on the insides. Does that sort of thing bother you? It bothers me. I'd like to have it. I mean, in an ideal world, I suppose I could have not had seams at all. I could have just used invisible start. But then that means you've either got to weave in each row, which is real P in the B if you don't need to, or you've got to use some kind of invisible start without detaching the yarn, which when you've got a... I could have done. I might try that. But yeah, so I've been keeping these and not wearing them so that they were nice to show you. And I've got to take photos actually so I can have a sample so that anyone who might be interested in the pattern can see what they'll be buying. But yes, I can start wearing them now, so that's quite good. Because I deliberately made these ones quite Christmassy as well. Thought they're all sort of candy canes and I don't know, Christmas sweets and stuff. Yeah, so I'm very happy with them. Very happy with them too. So yeah, so if you've seen that stocking and you were wanting the pattern, one short year's wait and I've brought it to you. That's the speed I move at, people. And yeah, and if you like the idea of having the stripy socks, so of course you can just make the stripes socks and change the colours to make them nice and stripy like this, which I kind of want to do as well, but after making all of these I got a bit socked out, but I might go back and do that at some point, make a nice stripy pair of regular socks to wear. Oh, sorry, I just judded you. Yeah, so I think that is probably it from me. The only thing now is to introduce you to the special guest. I'll pause a bit and we'll see if we can interest him in proceedings. Right, wait there. Right, hello, here he is, our little new addition. This is Bertie. Bertie the cutie. Yeah, he's a miniature dachshund. Obviously he's very miniature at the moment because he isn't fully grown, he's still a pup. He's about 3.5 months now, and I've just woken him up, so he's yawning his little head off. But yeah, he's one of the reasons I'm really busy at the minute, because these blooming pups take a lot of work, don't you? You take a lot of work. Yeah, so the toilet training, hoping he's not going to wee somewhere, taking him out every 30 seconds and feeding him and exercising him and playing with him and keeping him amused, and all of that takes a lot of time actually. And also he doesn't like it when I leave at all. You're noisy. Yes. Yeah, if I leave the room, he's like, where are you going? And then if I don't come back within approximately 10 seconds, he will run after me to find me. And if he can't run after me to find me, he will yip his little head off. So that's fun. But we're acclimatising you to it, aren't we? I'm jumping up and down like a yo-yo at the minute and just popping out and popping back, just to try and get him used to the fact that I am allowed to move into another room of the house without him screaming blue murder. So it's slow going, but tiny amounts of progress are being made, so that's good. Isn't it? Yes. You're a big fusspot. Yeah, so when they said, you know, dachshunds, they like to be with you, they weren't joking. Wow. So, yeah. Apparently, what am I saying? Yeah, apparently dachshunds, you know, the breeder sort of said, well, I wouldn't sell them to anyone that sort of worked full-time or anything, you know, even part-time, it depends sort of how much, because they do like company. And I was like, oh, that's fine, you know, I'm at home most of the time anyway, and, you know, the work I do, I can do from my house, and so I thought, it's no problem, got that one covered. But when she said that, like, you know, literally, yeah, they must be in your presence 24/7, if they had their way. So yeah, and then not particularly easy to house train either, so that's sort of takes quite a lot of time because you've got to be quite on it, basically. So whenever he sort of does anything that looks a bit, I'm like, come, right, I've got to go out. Don't I? I whisk you outside, don't I? Yes, I do. But, you know, again, little bits of progress are being made. Occasionally he does actually tell me he needs to go out. Don't you? Once in a blue moon. Twice yesterday. That was good. Very pleased with you, weren't we, yesterday? Yeah. So there you go. He's a cutie. I shouldn't have worn a dark cardigan. He barely shows up, does he? Are you going to say hello to everyone? No. Are you going to say hello? Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, you're going to have your treat. So there you go. But he is adorable. He's so adorable that, you know, I'm sure after the first year or two have gone by, it'll be no problem. I'm sure you'll be easy as pie, won't you then? Yes, sure you will. Right, so there you go. Just thought I'd introduce you to this little friend of ours. And I'll see you next time. I won't make any promises about how long that's likely to be, because we both know that would probably be a waste of time. But yeah, hopefully it won't be too long. Okay, and this will probably be next year anyway, by the time I see you, because I don't suppose December will be less busy than normal, so yeah, have a good Christmas if that's what you do, and have a good New Year, and I will hopefully see you in the new one. Okay.